Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Steve Simpson and thank you for finding this video and hopefully my blog on my website as well if you want more information. So today it's affirmations and mantras, and why have I fallen out of love with them? Because it's only a few months ago that I published my latest books, and I talk quite a bit about affirmations and mantras and how they can be very helpful to our lives. And I still believe that. But not as much as I used to, because I guess I had a bit of an epiphany moment over the weekend. I was attending a global conference with some very interesting talks, and one of the last talks was about affirmations, and the presenter did a great job of explaining what they are and how they can be used, but I became increasingly uncomfortable, and I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. Certainly wasn't the quality of his speech. A year ago, if I'd given a speech like that, I'd have been very pleased with myself. So, time to go home. I was at Coventry Station waiting for a train, and a very strange thing happened, which was a synchronicity. Or something like that, because I suddenly realized I was standing next to a big billboard, and it was advertising a new book about the history of the SAS, which stands for the Special Air Service, one of the British Special Forces. And there was a picture of somebody that I vaguely recognized, and his name was Johnny Cooper. And it was a picture taken when he was a very young soldier, and he was the youngest person ever to become a member of the Special Air Service. And then I remembered that this was the same Johnny Cooper that I knew in the mid-1980s when I was working in Oman in the Middle East. Because although Johnny was quite a bit older than me, we became good friends. And I'd quite often call into his little house on the beach after work, and we'd sit and have a ice-cold beer or two. And we'd talk, but neither of us actually would talk very much. Because it was just very comfortable being with Johnny and not really saying much. And I didn't really appreciate it at the time, but he was a truly inspirational man. And he knew nothing about hypnosis or life coaching or anything like that. Well, not that he knew of anyway. But I just remember sometimes he would look at me with his beady eyes, and they were very beady, and he would tilt his head a little bit, and one of his eyebrows would raise up. And he might say something, he might just look at me, but then instantly I'd recognize that I knew what was on my mind, but more importantly, I knew what I had to do about it. And Johnny would never tell anybody what they had to do, because he knew somehow that the conscious mind doesn't like that. And so when we use an affirmation or a mantra, something like, let's say if we have an anxiety problem, an affirmation might be in the morning, we stare into the mirror and we go, I am calm, I am calm, I am calm, I am calm, or something like that. And if we'd say it enough times, then sooner or later we will bully our conscious mind into believing it, and we may well feel a bit calmer, which of course is good. But it's not as good as a call to action to our unconscious mind, which is far more powerful. The trouble is, you see, that we live in our conscious mind most of the time, and we believe that we can control our thoughts and emotions, we believe we can control other people, we believe we can control world events, and yet deep down inside we know we have very little control over any of those things, which is the place, of course, where the unconscious mind works. It's there 24/7, directing all of these complex biological processes of which we know nothing. Control of your blood pressure, your pulse rate, and heart, all of those things, and many others too. And we don't need to exercise any willpower to bully the unconscious mind. So what about if we could plant a seed for it to work on? And you can call it an affirmation or a mantra if you like, but make it unstructured. Don't try and control the unconscious mind. That will not work. As I said, way more powerful than your conscious mind, and only one person will win that fight. So plant a seed that is unformed. And as a suggestion, and you'll probably think of much better ones than this, if you're going to have an affirmation, say, I am, and repeat that, I am. Well, I can hear you thinking of a question, I am what? Leave that. Don't finish the sentence. Allow your unconscious mind to join those dots for you, because it will know better than your conscious mind what you're good at, and it'll be you're much better than you think you are, by the way, and what the right answer is going to be for you in any particular circumstance. So you just have to trust it, and you just have to let go of your own ego. These are things that are very easy for us all to say, but a little more difficult to carry out in practice. But as with all things, the more you practice, the more easy you will find it. Just like those conversations with Johnny. Johnny Cooper was an inspirational man, and I wish I'd told him that while he was still alive. You'll know inspirational people, so don't make my mistake and then regret it for years. Tell them right now while they're still alive and with you. We all need people like that we can respect, who are not authority figures, who I suppose they really are guides. They guide us on our journey. So, food for thought. More details in my blog. That's enough for this week. I have a few ideas what I might talk about in our next video. But until then, stay inspired and tell those inspired people around you how much you appreciate them. Goodbye.